Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is about me answering a couple questions that I have about the Ricoh GRD. One of them is, how well does the black and white profile from the Ricoh GRD match or closely resemble actual kind of film? Again, similarly, how good does the digital noise of the Ricoh GRD actually resemble film grain? So to help answer that, and on the back of a couple of videos that I've shot recently with an update to the Ricoh GRD in my time that I've kind of had with it over the last few months, and then also a video where I used the Olympus AF-1 Mini with a roll of Ilford Delta 3200 film to basically just go out and shoot some compositions, because we're still in winter here in the UK, and as Christmas has just been and gone, it's been a great kind of time of the year to go out and capture some really good compositions, really interesting kind of light in kind of low light evening type situations. So on the back of those videos, I also had this video in mind. So when I've been taking compositions with the Ricoh, I've also been taking similar compositions with the Olympus AF-1 Mini with its Delta 3200 film, so that I can in effect do this comparison for this video to help answer those questions I have about the Ricoh GRD. The comparisons are a little bit off because obviously the Ricoh has a 28mm field of view, whereas this simple kind of automatic point and shoot film camera has a field of view of 35mm. So I've kind of done the best that I can. Obviously with the Ricoh as well, I've been trying to shoot situations where I've had to kind of push the ISO to 800 and 1600 in some cases, and noting that this film actually has a sensitivity of ISO 3200, or should I say its box speed of ISO 3200. When you do kind of some research on the internet and from what other people have kind of said, this isn't actually a true ISO 3200 film. People believe that its ISO is actually closer to about 1000. So that kind of brings it back down into the realm of the Ricoh in terms of what it is capable of kind of utilizing in terms of that light sensitivity value. So hopefully that kind of makes it a more fair kind of comparison. Yeah, so I also developed the film when I finished the roll at its box speed of ISO 3200, and I was extremely glad after I'd done the 14.5 minute development time in the lab box to see actually that the negatives came out okay. Yes, they looked a little bit thin, but by the time I scanned them and inverted them in Photoshop, they actually looked pretty good. And as a result, there's about 19 images or so that I've kind of captured, which were kind of similar to those that I also captured with the Ricoh. With the Ricoh, like I said, I just wanted to use its black and white JPEG mode. So all the images out of this camera are from its original JPEG, and I've just kind of done minor edits in Lightroom just to kind of get the scene how I wanted it to look. And then obviously the negatives needed to be scanned into the computer, inverted in Photoshop, and then they needed quite a significant amount of work on them, as I kind of covered in the video, from using this roll of film to get them to where I was kind of happy with. But anyway, so what I've done is I've grouped the images under three kind of separate headings. The first heading being the winners for the film. Secondly, the draws, where I kind of preferred the way that both the film and the digital camera kind of rendered the scene. And then finally, those images that are where I felt the Ricoh won out over the film. So here they are. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that montage, and I wonder whether you agree with me in terms of where I thought the digital camera did better than the actual film images. And I was really surprised at how well the Ricoh actually did, and if I could actually meter correctly with this camera, because obviously I do struggle with it capturing kind of scenes with a lot of light, and especially in that kind of sky, if it's bright, the Ricoh really kind of struggles. But beyond that, I was really kind of impressed with how well the Ricoh did in a lot of those kind of compositions. Anyway, I think on the back of the success of this video, I'm going to probably do a similar video where this time I'll pit the Ricoh against a more fairer kind of film comparison. I'll probably use one of my film SLRs, get a roll of HP5 Plus in there and push it to kind of 800, and then use a 28mm lens on that camera in order to match that of the Ricoh. And that should be another kind of interesting comparison video, I think, to do in the future. So anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this short little video, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye for now.